Hi guys, this is Allison from Ally Cat Creations. How are you? Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. And if you get anything from my work, I connect on Epiphany of Mind Explosion, a new book to read, a new author to explore, artwork to create as the key element of my videos here. Artwork to create. All that stuff is at the bottom of the description underneath the video. There's a lot of things there. Go read it. It's information that could be useful one day, maybe. AlleyCatCreations211.com is where you can find all my artwork. Paintings and paintings, signs, candles, oracle card readings, all that information is there. I do commission drawings, I do commission artwork. So if you're interested in something unique or something fun, please email me. That's on the website, also here in the link section. 3D and 4D memberships is a really great way to contribute back to this channel. It helps me eat, it helps me feed Freya and Little Thor, it helps me pay the internet bill and everything that comes with doing lives. So I want to thank all of you who are members and supportive of me. I appreciate it, but I appreciate all of you. With the 3D and 4D memberships, you're really getting emojis, special cute little Freya and little Thor emojis with chicken. You're getting raffles, free entries. So 3D gets one, 4D gets two. 3 and 4D get every week. I pull a lot of oracle cards, and in those oracle cards are ways to help yourself, things you need to focus on. Whatever spirit drops and whatever you resonate is messages that most people can take away from and help themselves. So those are over an hour long. I charge $40 for those. Probably gonna prices going up, but it's a good value. 4D gets, when I am able to do them, presentations. You guys get to do some of the work that I'm working on. It's not the full complete coursework, but it's just little things here and there that I'm able to do that will help you journal, do artwork, and dive in a little deeper on the self. And I'm focusing on the shadow work, the dark night of the soul, ego death, and stuff of that nature. So eventually I'm going to have a lot more content on that. I'm working on it. Life is pulling me in every direction right now. I just had almost a foot of snow drop down overnight into this morning, and it took me at least 6 hours to clear paths and get some of the ice and the slush away. I'm not done yet at all, but I got a lot done and accomplished, but that took me away from doing a lot of things I needed to catch up on. So I do apologize. Um, Today we're going to do the Oahspe, Book of Jehovah, Kingdom on Earth. Sorry. We're going to start with chapter 17 and read a little bit. And yeah, chapter 17. The voice came to Tay, saying, The 14th year is my year. Behold, the harvest of my laborers, who came first out of Uz, is ripe unto deliverance. In the heavens of my gods I bequeath a time to labor unto them also. And when their angel hosts are prepared for a new resurrection to a higher heaven, I come and deliver them. For 14 years thou and thine hosts have labored with my infants, those which I gave into your keeping, have prospered and shall be now emancipated, and ye also shall be emancipated from all further responsibility over them, save such as ye may take upon yourselves. Call them together, old and young, and with suitable rites and ceremonies fulfill my commandments unto them, and bequeath unto my children the titles, brides and bridegrooms of liberty. So Tay appointed a day of emancipation and had it proclaimed before all the people of the colony. And on the day named, there came into the temple Jehovah 1,000 of the infants who had obtained to 14 years of age, and they were clothed in white with uncovered heads, boys and girls, each carrying a sprig of acacia. And they marched in from the west, 2 and 2, by separated one to either side, forming a crescent with the horns to the east. The 52 founders sat in the east and were thus betwixt the horns of the crescent, and they were clothed in black with white aprons, but the Zarathrustrian hats on the men's and with the sky crescents on the women's heads. Back of the founders were stationed another 1,000 children of younger years, and they bore the flower wreaths intended for the brides and bridegrooms of liberty. But within the midst of the crescent stood S, facing the east. Still outside of the crescent were stationed the next younger class of 1,000 infants, and beyond these were the members of Shalom, and beyond them were the visiting Urzans. On the north and south were stationed the musicians, and betwixt them and the crescent horns on the exterior were the marshals of Shalom. Tay represented the voice of Jehovah, and S the voice of the young brides and bridegrooms who were to speak in concert with her. After prayer and suitable music, Tay said, "In the name of Jehovah and by his light upon me, I declare the place of the holy covenant open to the voice of mortals. Who here knoweth the times of Jehovah and the day and year in the place of his kingdom?" S and the bridegrooms and bridegrooms of liberty, in Jehovah's name, greeting from the west. Behold, this is the brides and bridegrooms' day of liberty. We stand before thee and thy host to answer our love for the benefits ye have bestowed upon us in the Father's kingdom. We bring to ye sprigs of acacia as memorials of the everlasting life ye have shown unto us. Tay said, "The east answereth in love and sorrow, but receiveth your memorials with great joy." S, before the Almighty all things move onward. To his decrees we bow in reverence. Tay, are you not satisfied? S, we are more than satisfied with the love and blessings we have received. We were fatherless and motherless, and ye gathered us up and fed us and clothed us. But greater than all, ye have taught us to love and honor you in our Father's name. Tay, we went forth in duty, but Jehovah hath answered us with love. We found you helpless, with none to care for you, or to save you from destruction. We brought you hither and provided unto you without price and without hope of reward. S, but ye have bound us. How can we ever repay? None can know the fullness of our gratitude. We have watched you since before ye stood upright. Your every little step hath been both a responsibility and a joy unto us. Oh, why will you leave us? Who knoweth the love of the age for the young, whom they have watched from day to day? S, we will not leave you, but behold, we are no longer babes. We are strong and learned. As ye saved us, so let us go forth in our might to save others. Who can teach the age that those they raise up are not always babes? Oh, give us our liberty. Behold, we are clothed as brides and bridegrooms. Tay, and turn you loose without anyone over you to guard and bless you? S, Jehovah will guard and bless the righteous who serve him. We are his. Tay, who is Jehovah and where? S, he is the life and the knowledge, who is everywhere present, the all person who created us alive, who by giving created all things, he is our shield. Tay, your faith being in Jehovah is well. But ye have bound us with your love. What is bound on earth shall remain bound in heaven. Though we give you the form of liberty, yet our hearts will ever go out in love to you. Though we emancipate you here on earth, remember we are growing old. Ere long we shall join our fathers in heaven. Whither we go, we shall again prepare unto you. And when ye come again to us for a season, behold, we shall again go on for a time and a season. O Jehovah, preserve thou us ever pure and wise, that thy host may continue this love in our travel in thy everlasting kingdom. Such is ever the beginning of a kingdom of the Father, where a few gather together in his name, fulfilling the commandments. There is a starting place unto them. Pity those that live and die in this world, not having found and live within a kingdom of the Father. To remain true to Jehovah's heaven, what a glory, time without end. Make us strong and wise, O Father, to bring them into the kingdom on earth. Help us to make them comprehend. In the voice, with liberty I give also responsibility. In the voice, the chosen comprehended. As thou givest them liberty, even so do they emancipate those who save them. To the helpless I provide saviors, to the wise and strong I say, save yourselves. We want none but thee, Jehovah, to save us. We bind ourselves unto thee from the time forth forever. Whoever so striveth to save himself shall not fail before me. We covenant unto thee, Jehovah, to strive hereafter forever to save ourselves from all sin and unrighteousness in thoughts, words, and deeds, and to serve thee with our wisdom and strength by doing good unto others as long as we may live. Of himself then Jehovah's name, and by his authority vested in me, I bequeath you liberty forever. Jehovah be with you all. Amen. In Jehovah's name, we release our saviors from all responsibility for us forevermore. Jehovah be with you all. Amen. Draw unto me and receive from me my hand, said Jehovah. Whoso covenanteth unto me, I covenant unto him. Whoso registeredeth unto me shall be registered in my heavenly kingdoms. Upon the entrance in heaven of my chosen, behold, my holy angels are there to receive them. The brides and bridegrooms we covenant unto thee, Jehovah, to be thine forever. Register us in thy everlasting kingdoms. Make us acceptable associates for thy holy ones in heaven. Teach thou us, O Jehovah, to look down into our thoughts, words, and behavior every day and hour with the swift remembrance to do all the good we can unto others, that we may be in honor and glory in thy works. Come unto me, my beloved, receive my altar, the token of liberty in my name. The marshals then brought the points of the crescent together in front of leaving a space between. The guards then brought the children with the wreaths forward, filled to pass betwixt T and S, who had advanced to the apex of the horns. The saviors, the founders, drew up in a single file facing the west. And now at a signal from the chief marshal, the brides and bridegroom turned in the crescent two and two, and as they did, they gave the acacia to the founders, whilst the wreaths were placed on their heads by Tay and S. The bearers passed the other way, and as they did so, Tay said, Receive thou this token of liberty in the name of the Almighty. It was grown by him, gathered by his loves, and is bestowed by the benefactor as a crown of Jehovah's kingdom on earth. In response, more precious is this than the crown of any king or queen on earth. In Jehovah's praise, I receive it. It is the emblem of a new beginning in my life, a wreath of liberty. The Savior's founder said, This acacia shall be my register before the Almighty of your love. After this, the musicians sang and chanted whilst the audience resumed seats. Tay said, A new life is before you. Heretofore, you have been directed and criticized and told what to do and what not to do. Hereafter, ye shall not be thus disciplined, but shall discipline yourselves. As much as ye are thus bestowed by us, so shall ye bestow one another, and henceforth ye shall not criticize or direct or dictate to anyone or one another. As much as ye are free from us, ye are free from one another. Heretofore ye reproach one another for various trifling faults. Hereafter ye shall not reprove one another, nor reprove any person above 14 years of age. Remember constantly that ye are not keepers or supervisors over your equals to your elders. And for such faults or shortness ye may perceive in others, save infants, turn away, behold them not, nor mention them. Such matters are betwixt Jehovah and the doers. And now behold, it is proper for you to go into Urs, and see them, and observe how they live, both in splendor and in misery. For which purpose ye shall be provided in groups of dozens or more, and accompanied to the cities of Uz to sojourn for their season. And if so happen ye desire to remain in Uz, then be it so. Ye shall remain. And if ye desire to return hither, then shall ye return. But ye shall not return here as before, as helpless babes, but as workers. And if ye elect to remain with us, then shall ye make the covenant of brotherhood with us, being one with us in all things, and this place or its sister colonies shall be your home as long as ye may desire. When the groups were prepared to visit Uz, Tay himself took charge of 12, going with them, as the incidents of these visiting groups were similar. The following account of Tay's group sufficeth here, to wit: Tay took them to the city of Meg, to the most fashionable hotels, and had them provided with every luxury so called. Hardly had them located when they came before him, saying, Our rooms are small, the air of the city smells foul. Tell us what is the meaning, so many people strolling about in idleness. Why do they sit reading papers? Which are the masters, and which are the servants? How do they know? Why do the servants not be masters, and have the others serve them? What beautiful wagons! What beautiful mirrors! What do the women have their clothes stuffed for? What are those bells ringing for? Are they in the temples of Jehovah? Take us thither. What causeth these disagreeable smells? See that old woman with a half-naked babe, and lending that dirty child. Why holdeth she out her hand as we pass? Is she a servant or a master? Why have not some one told the rich? It is wrong to pass that poor woman by without helping her to a home. Why does she not come into our hotel and have a room? What do the people mean about rights and privileges? Can one person in Uz have more rights and privileges than another, and why so? What is that our sour smell down yonder in the cellar, where they talk so loud? What is sour beer? See, behold a man with a bloody face, fighting. What with? A tiger? Are those the flesh eaters? Why do they smoke? They have not someone told them they should rather seek to purify themselves than to do in the opposite way. Oh, here is the temple of worship. Take us in. Tay took them in, and they heard the sermon, and afterward they said, Oh, the mystery of mysteries! How can these things be? The chief preached most excellently. He knoweth all the doctrines for right doing. But why is it that his people heed him not? Why doth he not gather up little children and raise them up to observe the commandments? He must be the best of men. Take us to him. Tay took them, but a servant met them at the gate and demanded to know their business. They answered, We have come to consult about the poor. Then the gatekeeper withdrew a while, but returned, saying, The preacher is not at home. From an upper window behind the lattices, they saw his face, not a home. They said, Can these things be? Oh, take us to the poor, to the streets of misery. Let us see them. Tay took them, and when they looked about, they asked, Why do the poor live in the dirty streets? Why do they not go away and dwell in the beautiful places? Who gave these different allotments to the rich and poor? Why do the poor not clean themselves and clean their clothes and clean their houses? Why do the poor remain in the cities and huddle together in such little rooms? What is the large house? A theological college? What is that for? What is the meaning of teaching religion? Can it be learned with words? What is the reason they do not live religion? Why hath not someone explained to the professors that religion is a thing of practice? Could not they understand? Why do they not love their neighbors as themselves, dividing what they have with the poor? Why do these children go without shoes and so ragged and dirty? Why do not the professors and students in the theological college go and wash them and clothe them? Thus Tay took them amongst the fashion and splendor and amongst the poverty and shame of Uz, showing them the banks and great merchant houses, and the fleets of ships, and then to the prisons and the poorhouses, to the houses for the insane, and to the hospitals. Now, since their infancy up, many of them possessed Suis, and can see the spirits of the dead, even as they saw mortals. And they inquired of Tay concerning such spirits, saying in inquiring, who are these restless, sullen spirits strolling about the banking houses? Tay answered them, these were bankers, these were the founders of great banking houses. As they bound their minds and thoughts to earthly gain, whilst they were mortal, so drift they now, even as they bound themselves on earth. They cannot go hence. Again they asked, tell us then, what spirits are they strolling sulkily in merchant houses and on the docks? They said these were great merchants of their shipmasters. Behold, they float also into the places bound themselves. Tell us then, who are these drunkards, foul-smelling spirits in the saloons? They said these were tippers, drunkards, gourmandizers. I have no idea what that is. These were their mortal resorts. They cannot go hence. Thus Tay explained the tens of thousands of spirits that huddled around about the different places in the city of Meg, in the land of Uz. Now, after the time of the visit was completed, Tay said unto them, what will you, remain in Uz or return to Shalom? And they answered, oh, take us back, give us clear air to breathe. Let us be where we can hear and see Jehovah. But since thou and thy people gathered us up in Uz and bore us hence, let us go and gather up infants also and take them with us. We will raise them up in the light of our Father in heaven. So in fact they did. They returned to Shalom, taking with them a great number of waifs and castaways and orphan babes. When the multitude returned to Shalom, the place was more than filled, and the voice came to Tay, saying, thou hast now fulfilled the first part of my kingdom on earth, but behold, it is yet but a small branch of which will overspread this great land. Moreover, let the lessons of Uz be a profit unto thee and thy people, because the Urzans built large cities, their would-be reformers are powerless to work righteousness against the people. Let not the cities of my chosen be large, nor more numerous than Shalom is already. Sufficient is such a size, numerous than Shalom is already. To all that is required for the fulfillment of mortal life. Therefore thou shalt proclaim it unto my chosen, that no city shall contain more than 3,000 people. Suffice it then, as I have placed the example of bees before thee, showing how they swarm and go hence and establish a new hive, according to their numbers, even so shall my people go hence and establish a new place after the manner of Shalom. This also shalt thou proclaim unto them, and thou shalt ask for volunteers in my name to accomplish these things righteously as an example to coming generations. So take hold the people together and proclaim Jehovah's word, adding also, whosoever volunteereth to go hence shall not find the fullness of Shalom, but instead shall find discomforts and hard work. Beware of disappointments and trials and hardships, for it is not the way with all men to desire to reap too quickly the harvest and to consider it fullness rather than to contemplate the labor of tilling the ground and of sowing. For the spirit of man conceiveth the result of perfection, but the judgment looketh to the labor required to bring it about. who then, having the joys and fullness of shalom, will turn away from them in order to build another place, and yet the while not repine for his choice. A colony shall stand as an individual before Jehovah. A colony may thwart its own righteousness by living for itself only. The whole world is to be redeemed. It is not sufficient for Shalom to say, behold, I am the fullness of the Father's kingdom. Let others go and do as I have done. The selfishness of a colony shall be therefore guarded against, even as the selfishness of an individual. Discipline as regardeth the means and power of a colony shall manifest in directing to the given purpose of founding the Father's kingdom. Shalom might appropriate her excess of production by sending into Urs and giving to the poor. Jehovah forbid that this should be done. The business of Shalom is not to distribute charity where it would thwart its own purpose. Shalom shall use her excess of means to extend the Father's kingdom in the building new colonies. Jehovah is with us and shall draw Uz unto us to make them know Jehovah. To feed Uz is his debauchery, is to send him in the way of destruction. Guard ye therefore the appropriations of Shalom to such a labor for Jehovah's kingdom, as we have drawn a few away from us, let us prepare to draw more. The way to open for any to go hence to found a new colony, neither shall it be a branch of Shalom nor a dependent, but it shall be an independent sister colony. Neither shall it copy after Shalom, saying Shalom shall be our example. This would be following an earthly light. Neither shall its people copy after Tay, saying Tay did so and so, let us also. For this would all be following a lower light. But it shall follow the light of Jehovah as it cometh unto you who found it. Save Jehovah found it, they shall fall on who attempt it. Jehovah designed not the man should build his house exactly like his neighbors. The misfortune of man is to copy after others instead of following Jehovah's light as it cometh to himself. Let not this misfortune come on Shalom's sister colony. Another locality will call for other things. Be mindful of these and adapt yourselves accordingly. And there volunteered and went out of Shalom 200 adults and more than 300 children, of whom more than 100 were infants. And they went into another part of the country and came to a place called Sirius, which was unoccupied. And they purchased the country there and settled and called the colony Elam, signifying healing waters, for there were mineral springs on the place, said to contain great virtue in healing the sick. Now in a similar manner to Shalom, so did Elam, building and improving the place. But the people of Elam had less hardship, for they drew supplies and assistance from Shalom. Nevertheless, they had also many hardships and trials for several years. And Jehovah prospered Elam also, so that it came to pass that it was established in great perfection. As to Shalom, after the first swarm departed, the inhabitants sent back to Urs of their women, whose allotment it was, and collected yet more infants, castaways, and orphans, and brought them to Shalom and raised them in the same way. From this time onward, every year, a goodly number reached the age of 14, and they were also liberated from infancy and admitted as brothers and sisters. And nearby, nearly every year, a swarm departed out of Shalom. In addition to the infants admitted into Shalom, there were also admitted many adults, but these were examined after the same manner as were those of the first founding of Shalom. And none were accepted save those who were faithless in the all-person Jehovah and who were willing to work. But there came many of the poor of us seeking membership for charity's sake, but none of them were admitted. Jehovah had said, the laborers in establishing my kingdom shall not do it for charity's sake. Their labor shall be to provide a way to prevent poverty, not to alleviate it. Behold, I will have a new race of people in the world, and they shall not waste their substance on those that deny me. But the poor were fed and sent on their way. Now it happened that many lazy people from Uz, having heard of the beauty and the place in Shalom, sought also to become members, being willing to make any covenant and to swear any oath for the sake of living in idleness. But the light of Jehovah also made this matter clear, so they were suffered to remain a while in Shalom at work and to attend the schools of discipline, that they might be judged, and if found worthy, they were admitted, but if unworthy, they were rejected. But it came to pass that many who came with no thought of self-resurrection, but came for a home to be cared for by others, were entirely changed in their habits in a few months, being converted in truth from worthlessness to industry and self-improvement. And many of these became zealous in purification and in good works, even above the average. But nearly all who applied for admittance were poor, or misfortunate, or discouraged with life and with the ways of the world in particular. Neither came many who were rich, hence they saying, the difficulty for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. For having corporal comforts, they took little concern as to the spirit, and especially as to affiliation. Of the voice of Jehovah. This is the sermon of the voice as delivered in Shalom to such as were admitted on trial, to wit, my voice is with all men, saith Jehovah. Whoso is admonished against wrongdoing hath heard me. By that shall he know my presence. The man of Uz crieth out in mockery, who hath heard Jehovah. Do the faithless say they had heard the Creator's voice? How can empty space speak? But I am sufficient unto all my creations. The ant heareth me, and the bee, the bird, and the spider, and all manner of living things which I created. How think ye they hear me, learning to do my will? Go I to them with lips and tongue, or with a trumpet? I am spirit, I am the soul of things. By way of the soul is my voice unto every living creature that I created. But man locketh up his soul and will not hear me. He heedeth that which cometh upon his corporal senses, and this darkness groweth upon him generation after generation. Then he crieth out, where is Jehovah? Who hath heard him? Perhaps the ancients, but none in this day. Jehovah saith, I am as one on the top of the mountain, calling to all people to come up to me. But they hearken to darkness at the foot of the mountain, calling them down in Kippur. Now behold, whatsoever thou heardest, or seest, or readest, or any indulgence that raiseth thee upward, the same is my voice unto thee. But whosoever thou hearest, or seest, or readest, that casteth thee downward, is the voice of darkness. Whoso studieth to know the right shall hear me. Whoso striveth to be all truth, to himself and to others already heareth my voice. Whoso indulgeth in anger or vengeance or in wrongdoing casteth a veil up betwixt me and himself. He shutteth out my voice. It is a talent to hear me. I bestowed it upon all the living. It is seated in the soul. My cultivation, it groweth, yea, it becometh mighty above all other talents. By its culture, man attaineth to all possibilities, for so I created him. When my voice is weak because of the darkness of man, he calleth me conscious, or saith he me aside as a faint impression. But sorry, but with culture, behold, my voice cometh to man with words and with power. And he knoweth me and is mighty in good works and wisdom. And he becometh a proof before the world that my voice is with him. Jehovah saith, whoso hath not heard me is in darkness indeed. He hath not yet turned his thoughts inward to purify himself and seek wisdom. Whoso hath heard me knoweth it, and all the world cannot convince him to the contrary. I'm going to leave this here, guys. Sending each and every one of you love, light, compassion, grace, shielding, and protective energy. Please go within, be the shoulders, be the lighthouses, seed your truths, like that path forward. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed this little section that I read. Please align and go into your heart space to know what's true for you and only you, because you're the one that creates your reality. Finally, if you are interested in like any of the videos that I create, and if you're on a mobile phone or an iPad, please don't forget to hype. It helps me out. It helps spread the word and the consciousness expansion out of the one book paradigm. I hope you enjoyed this section. Please be safe, be seen. I hope you have a blessed and beautiful day and have a great one. Bye for now.